This presentation will be made mainly in English. Sometimes you will see some part in French because they were in French at the beginning. And maybe you don't know about haiku in comic strip, but you will find more haiku in comics book in French than you could have in English. And the English one use it more as a joke than a real haiku. So today we'll speak about context, general remarks, web, newspaper design, workshop, comic books. Okay, the context. There will be no judgment, as you can see, irrelevant or relevant haiku. I'm not a critic, I just show you what I found since 10 years. There's not much of it, but there's some that are really interesting. So you will have a global view. Oh, sorry, I'm going too fast. Okay, I won't say to you the definition of haiku, you know it. But comic strips, it's a sequence of drawing in books, newspaper, with balloon. And you got main expression who tells drawing story with three artistic forms. So drawing, cinema, and literature. Okay, I'm not able to show it nearer, but look here. I never studied a foreign language in school, but I speak haiku. You will see a lot of those like that. So a pretext for an exercise of drawing. Michel Laframboise is born in London, but she's a comic book writer. She wrote science fiction, novel, short story, and a dozen of comics books. She made only one haiku in a comic. So, you have the translation. November sidewalk, snail draw, shining bat. And it looks like that. So she used a one-page comic, as we say in English. Lynn Michaud is from Montreal. She a haiku poet, illustrator, and she did between 2010 to 2018. She stopped because she didn't have enough supporter on the web. But she is really talented. Okay, the stone. You have the translation done. I will let you read. And it looks like this. So, again, you see the image, and the next one is full-blood rabbit. It's the only way that I could translate it. But you will understand if you read the haiku down. Okay. Also, when she writes haiku, she writes a story. And for me, it's a kind of haibun that she made in comic strip. It's the only one that I know who did that. So, look carefully at the first image, the second, and the third panel. You will understand why. So, it's happened in her real life, and it was at Easter time. You know the animal farm in the mall, and she had a lot of fun with that. So now, as she said, now when I see rabbit, I always find them cute, but I also know they haven't any modesty. The next one is the sparrow. You have the translation, the French and the translation. And she said, I was tired of my comic strip haiku choice made since to the start of the experience. 3 panels were a verse in each one. It was too much pressure and I stopped. And also she wrote, I stopped, not enough support from the internet user. Okay, the first image on the top, that's the haiku illustrated. The second, the red one, in the red one, it's the story she made around the haiku. And then the haiku practically disappears in the image.
Could you read them, please? Because my vision doesn't enable me to read the screen.
Okay. You mean the first one or the second haiku?
Just whatever. I just can't read it. I'm sorry.
Okay. The first haiku is feeding the sparrow with bread muffin involved some risk. And the second, the red one, it is freezing to death. Yeah, we freeze. What do we eat? Bread muffin. Shit. As you know, you have to look very carefully in the image to find those haiku. Okay, Haiku Circus was a group in United States who published in newspaper, but I found some on the web. But lately, I think I'm able to find a book of that. I'm not sure, but most of the books I bought are from United States, Switzerland, France, England. So when I saw one, I see one, I buy it. The next one is an American example, and the guy is Darby Conley. He wrote Get Fuzzy. The characters are Rob Wilco, the owner, with anthropomorphic pets, a dog named Satchel Pouch. So, you mean? And the cat is Bucky Cat. Bucky Cat is a Siamese, and it looks like this. Okay, I love catnip mice. It's why I chew their heads off. They're good for breakfast. And the owner said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The third panel, that was a haiku, a freaky little cat haiku. And those gags are a gag of the comics, and they were published in 700 newspapers in the world. I could speak, a lot of those, but I think I will have to write an essay for that. And in the same time, he used the comic techniques. For example, the first panel is a close-up on the cat. The second is a close-up on the man. And the third panel is a medium close shot. And with ironic punch. That's Satchel. Another one with Darby. He always respects the rule of 17 syllables, but in a funny way. I wrote my first haiku and some. Let's hear it. So the dog said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And he asked to his owner, how my haiku? Technical perfection, Satchel. Technical perfection. That American example is an underground haiku group. As you can see, there's 3 different moments: the back, the side, and the front. Because I'm not able to be near the laptop, I cannot make a picture grow, but I will show you. Okay. It's written, white haiku paper. Empty, sorry. The second, graphite, sorry. Graphite appears, there's some ink. Time to smoke a joint. Look at his eyes. Another American example, you have 3 characters there. The front characters speak, someone who practices yoga, and the back characters comments the event. So, the front character is said, fear not the voices that torment and criticize. They are but nothing. And as you can see, they comment here. So, but the main interesting thing is the haiku. If you count syllable, 70. Kenderville by Darren Bell. His main feature is engaged in issues such as civil rights, pop culture, family, science fiction, scriptural wisdom, nihilist philosophy, and casting his character is in roles that are traditionally denied them. Bell is a black, Jewish, American editorial cartoonist, comic strip creator, and storyboard artist. And in all his comic strip, it's always people that are not really white. You know, it's a mixture. And you will have a good example with that one. So the first one said, today to pass time, we'll speak only in haiku. Your turn, Rosencrantz. Any answer? Okay. Here's 5 syllables, and here's 7 syllables. 5 more syllables. So now, usually they make joke about haiku. So he did another one, practically the same, and usually they don't do much about haiku in that way. For example, Darren Bell, I look in all his comic strip around, he do that in 25 years, so I look around, I found only 2. And it's the same with the others, sometimes 2, 3, 4, not more. And he's the first one who won the Pulitzer Prize in 2019, who is making comic strip. It was the first time that someone had that prize. Oh, by the way, if you want to buy one of his comic strip, I didn't buy it. It's too expensive for me. It's $5,000 for 100 copies and less. If you have 25,000, it's practically the price you have to pay. So, he didn't know I use it. Yeah, it depends if you are yeah. Okay. For For someone, it's a new way to make an approach of comic strip. Because if you look at comic strip, there's always 3 panels. And haiku is a good way to use that. Okay. Paul Shin is living in London. I wrote to him and he sent me his real picture plus the one a few years before when he has hairs. And maybe you know him, the March of the Penguin is the one very known in England. And we have email exchange, and he gave me a kind of gift because he made 12 comic strip haiku and he sent it to me without nothing, just saying use it. And he made those for a master degree in illustration. So it was his final works, and as you will see, he used special haiku. The one that you will see in the beginning, the first one, is really well known. I know you will recognize it. So, an old pond, a frog jumps in, the sound of water. So, as you can see, is the way he draws, and it's very. I really have a lot of fun to exchange email with him. I even asked if he would like to make one to me. He said maybe. So maybe one day. The next one, from the art of the sweet peony, a drunken bee. The next one, it's the only one that I know that he made a master degree in comic strip with haiku. The next one, Jessica Tremblay, you know her. Yeah. As she told me, she speaks 3 languages: French, English, and frog language. She started in 2007, and she stopped in January 2019 to make haiku comics. Oh yeah, I forgot. Do you know the name of those frogs? And do you know the meaning of the name of the frogs? Kamazu is the old way to the old Japanese language for frog. Kaeru is the modern Japanese name for frog. What you see is a classical presentation, so 1-page comic, like you will see in most of the French comic books. Do I have to read the text or? Okay. Sand Sculpture Contest. It's a representation of Matsushima, the famous island covered by pines, on a smaller scale, of course. And look at the frog and the small. I guess one must also be on smaller scale to fully appreciate it, I suppose. So you have the ant there and say, Matsushima, ah, Matsushima, ah, ah, Matsushima, ah. And Matsu means pines, and Shima means island. So it's one of the 3 views of Japan. So the best for the Japanese is one of the best place to be. And as you look, here is the frog who speak, but in French, the frog doesn't speak. It's a round balloon instead of that kind of balloon. A red pepper had some wing, a dragonfly. On the top you got in one image or a gag cartoon. Most of those gag cartoons are used in England. That's the way the book that I bought usually are like that. So the mouse said, these dishes are squeaky clean. Check this out. And the squeak, and the other says, stop it. Walking on dishes, the rat's feet made the music of shivering cold. Bison. That one is more a joke. So you see the snail, the rain, big winter rain or little winter rain. Sleeping is hard. And the last one, quit knocking at the door. Sorry. The next one is very special. I didn't know that in Israel they were making haiku. But those haiku are really special, as you will see. First of all, Mish is a Russian guy, and his name means mouse in Russian. Little mouse, or mousy, as they say, as for the children when they speak to the children. And that's a queer haiku in Israel. I was quite surprised to see that kind of haiku there. Also, he made comic strip, movie, painting. He is a filmmaker, animation, and his haiku is about his life as a gay. He also teaches at the university. This one, on the first sunrise, we observe the newborn world from the mountain top. And okay, it's a one page or a splash page. Wait. Oh yeah. That haiku is the last one of a 3-panel who makes 9 panels together. So look at the image and you will tell me at what you think when you will read it. On the first sunrise, we observe the newborn world from the mountain top. Do you remember the Bible?
Isaac?
You have the dough, you have the water, you have a house instead of the ark, yeah? And there's 2 guys, there's not a guy and a woman, so that's the new world. Always haiku are ironic and often attack the Bible. The next one is called Hamlet. Coldness of its hips is overweighed by the warmth of wrinkle around his eyes. So the first one is a full shot, the second a medium close shot, and the close-up for the first one. And you see this picture, and all the time you will recognize him in his drawing. Okay, he made his own haiku, and his haiku, each haiku comic is a combination of verbal and visual things, always together. Okay, the next one, I will be near because I'm not able to read it. When writing haiku, I can never remember how many syllables. The girls say 7 syllables, by 5 syllables, then 7 again. And both are haiku in some way. Matt Madden is an American. He make Ouvroir de la bande dessinée potentielle. It's like workshop of potential literature with comics, cartoon, and strips. And he speaks English, French, and Spanish. He published in those 3 languages. And he received the, in 2013, he was named Chevalier de l'Ordre des Arts et des Lettres en France. He's a cartoonist, editor, translator, and U.S. comic book writer. Yeah, that's the book. 90 Ways to Tell a Story, Exercise in Style. He did the same that Raymond Quesnel did, Exercise in Style. He used different kind of French poetry. For example, the first one is La Sextine. I'm sorry, it's the Sextina. So 6 stanza with 6 verse and things like that. Villanelle is a poetry from the 14th to the 16th century. Sonnet, as you know. And haiku. So for him, poems are a way, an excuse to explore and to create Obapo comics, but also an exercise that he do with his students to write, to make comic strip. He present them haiku and they have to make a comic strip. Here you have one of his own. While I was drawing, wind blew away my ink cap. Found it in the grass. John Porcellino. That one I will try to buy the book if I could find it, but probably on the web I heard there's some copy there. So it's a popular mini comics and it's translated in French, German, Spanish, Swedish, Italian, and Korean. So is well known, but that's an underground comic strip maker. He used special frame. We call it meta panel frame. The meta panel is that. Outside. And inside is like a haiku. Short, long, short. 3 panel. But his haiku doesn't follow the rules. They are very long ones. As you can see with the translation. The next one is a lady, Elizabeth Olville, and on the mountain, the high grass of your fur. Sorry for the. It looks like that. You have a cat on the mountain amid the high grass of your fur. The next one, you know him. Yeah. I made an experiment a few years ago with haiku, to write haiku to make a comic strip. It was a workshop of 2 hours. I bring my own haiku and the people who was there has to illustrate it. So the first guy, my haiku was felt from the nest, a sparrow scrawling, feast of the old cat. He decided not to use the words, but just to make people imagine. So we could, when we know the script, sometimes we will find haiku behind that, but you must know the script with the text. So as you can see, he used only sound for making the things, and it was quite, oh, by the way, nobody know how to draw things in the workshop. Our drawing were around 10 or 12 years old, nothing more. So, like mine also. The next one is called The Swing by Monique Lévesque. And the haiku is a park in Bécomo on the swing. A mom and her little girl, the sailing ship pass. So it's a classical action. She used caption, or if you prefer boxes, to write haiku. And as you can see, okay, you got the swing, you got the two little girl, but as I told her, you don't need to make another swing, just to draw the girls and some line, and we will understand. It's quite easy. And also, if you look at the sun, morning, noon, afternoon, we know the time. The next one is more shitty. On the street light, two crows perch, spot on my car. And Denise chose not to write the haiku, but just sounds, you know. Onomatopia, or something like that. So, the first panel is a long shot, the second is a close-up shot, and the third one is a high-angle shot. So, all the things are viewed by the point of view of the crows. And now mine. I'm not better than them, as you can see. Okay, I made them two different drawings with the same haiku. So the haiku is breaking without waking up the children. Skunk smell. If you travel, it's around happen very often. So the first one looks like this. So I put breaking and without walking up the children in the second panel. And the third one, you see that you hit something. The next one, the name is Big Ears, you know, and it is telling a story about his brother, straight hair, to what happened when he was on the road. So that's why you have, since last night, I think to my brother on the highway, he was very scared. The sound, suddenly he had to apply the brakes without waking up the children. And at the end, the skunk smell. You know, two ways to see the same haiku. It's possible. Mac Pajot gave me a sketch a few years ago with one of my haiku. He's a comic illustrator, caricaturist, and Canadian blogger. He's also a guy who was a pioneer in Quebec science fiction comics. He mainly made caricature. He's very well when he draws. Fantastic. He goes very fast. As you can see, look is the face and the image he made of himself. Okay. The haiku is a seated woman among the pine log. His open book. That haiku was made in France in 2012. Okay, comics book. It's written, the haiku is the art of suggesting an inner state without describing it. Yugen. That one, I found it 2 years ago, and finally I found the book in United States a month ago. So, the Japan time is found in 1897 in Tokyo, the country's oldest and most widely read English language newspaper. And he spent a few years in Japan. That's why all his drawing are around Japan. And his main character are Lily and Larry. Both are English teacher and have a lot of problem to teach English to the Japanese guys. He made 5 comic strips about haiku on around 3,000 of them. So that's a good one. The first, first step, something I'm not able to read it. It's too difficult from here. He also make politic comic strip. The next one is the old lady is the one where they lived. They have a friend, a family friend, and they live there. And the old lady says, "Your wife prayers and wishes for the new years." I know it's happened to you all the time. No. Just Lily rejection letter from main publisher in the past year. Haiku publisher. The next one. It's a dog haiku. So you have woof, woof, if, woof, woof, when one, woof, one, etc. So, and he said, that's a dog haiku. And you count the syllable, 17 syllables. The next one is about Basho. So the old pond, the frog just jumped in sound of the water. You have the haiku, and followed up by hip hop, ringtone. Look the face, you die. The other is the same, practically the same, but this time it is with Lily and his pal. Ashton Foss, I discovered her in last January. She told me, I would like to be here to see your presentation. It was impossible for her to be there. And Monday, she told me, Claude, I will send you some of my booklet. Unfortunately, the booklet didn't arrive. So I had 5 to give to people who want it, but they are not arrived by the mail. Okay. It's a project that was complete between August 2011 to August 2012 in the Center for Cartoon Study in White River Junction in Vermont. And she made 12 of them, and she told me that in all her comic books and poster is the one with the most sell. I buy it. It's $10, I think, but it cost me $20 to receive it by mail. So, if you look to his haiku, you will wait, she drew comics. At the beginning, that one is the first one, it's always wrong, very circle. But with the time, she made it digitally. So I see beauty here, but in my art, all I want is Lake Michigan. The next one, as you can see, the writing is on the side, so it's quite different from each other. This one little thing, there's one thing I can control when I'm frustrated. So it's there. But you could read it in both sides. I asked her and she told me it's possible. So when I'm frustrated, there's one thing that I can control. This one little thing. You could read it both sides. Maël et Beaux-Arts. Maël is he made 12 comic books, and he's a musician, he sings, and his song is a grunge musician. So I heard what he do. Oh wow. Maybe Speranza could make something with that, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And Beaux-Arts really enjoy, he's passionate about Japan. He practiced origami, martial art, studies Japanese and calligraphy. He went there in Japan a few times. Okay, the story is Edo, Japan, and Moitsu, wandering calligrapher, met Atsuko, mischievous girl with whom he discovered a gift for painting. She was painting fish or things like that on clothes, and he showed her how to make calligraphy and things like that, and she became a famous painter. All the names are not real except one painter, great painter, Nishimura. So, the Edo period. So, the graphically is beautiful, right? All in watercolor. Sometimes it looks like he's doing like that, but it's very beautiful and dynamic. That's the front page. As you can see, I don't remember the name where you put the ink, but the bottom is all the ink. I forgot the name. So, l'encre du passé, we could translate it by... okay, you could say the Indian ink of the past, the ink of the past, the faded ink, Indian ink, the old Indian ink. You have the choice. Okay. In the cherry trees, shadow, the man bequeath, is that the word? Bequeath the knowledge to the child. And the lady has a poet who has to produce a haiku each day. That's one of the images, as you can see. It's quite beautiful. Alain Dufour, he has 3 haiku comic books. He's living in Quebec, and he's an educator in primary school. And you will have always a squirrel in his drawing. That is mascot, favorite animal. So, the 2 first books that I bought from him are handmade book. You know, the old way to make books with all the stitching, you know, and they are in color. The third one is only in black and white, and it's a lot of copy. But I think the two first one, I think it's around 50 copy, nothing more. So, and the publisher, Julien Poitras, Moelle Graphique, you could go on his website and buy books there. He's a doctor and now is Dean of Laval University as a doctor. And that's him who applied the color. So we could say it's like irony. BD Comics strip referring to a clear and elegant line. And André Toutan is the one who writes haiku. In some ways, some are haiku, others are more thoughts, pensées, maxim, you know. And he doesn't have a personal publication about haiku. Okay, the first book on thin-skinned poetry, if I could say that, A Fleur de Poésie. And the first one is A Bird Fall in the Hunter's Eyes, the Dog Smile. It's more illustration of the haiku or of the scene, if you want. The next one. At the cherry branch, cotton candy full of caterpillar. That one is in the two books, the third books. As you can see, it's black and white, and it said, nearby my girlfriend, a turtle dove go, I do the same. And you will see in color. I prefer in color because it's easier to make difference between image, text for me. I don't know you. I know in black and white it's too much thing to see at the same time. And the third book is all in black and white. That says only one season praise. Here on the balcony in the rocking chair, autumn winds. It's more a description than haiku. And the other, 2 weeks in the forest, I am speaking to a frog. Most of the time when you read comic books, you read it as if you read Japanese. You start with the balloon, go down, that, and that. If you read like a book, you will read like my wife. She didn't like to read a comic strip because she found it too complicated not to read like that, but she read like that. So the last one, quelques gouttes d'eau, few drops of eau. Eau is the sound of water, Rusty carcass, captive on the bramble, a giant ladybug. The next one, snow swill on the ice rink, a former player. Look at the face, the number, and the seat. You must recognize someone. Cozy is really passionate about Asia, and in that comic strip I found 12 haiku. It's the most that I found in a comic book. And he used haiku to make the story more real, He won a lot of prizes and is well known in haiku about the French one. He published Jonathan. It's a 16th book of the same subject. And in his book, you have one haiku Shusai, one of Buson, Yahoo 2, Basho 2, Shiki 2. So they are real haiku. So you have one of the image. First sunrise, there's a cloud in the cloud in the painting. Or I really like the one of Isa on his art, a silver cross, in mine is smile. And that one is used when the old lady found that the man that she loved, it was a priest, didn't come back for bringing medicine. And 50 years ago, she discovered his body near her house, in between the rocks.
Crevice.
Pardon?
A ravine?
Yeah, a ravine. Look at the image. It's all that kind of image. It's very beautiful. Nao Mizuki. I only know that's a Japanese woman. She's manga specialist for teenagers girl. That's all I know about her. And she make a book about Basho. About that book in Strasbourg. So it's all in black and white. You have only 2 poems of Basho in it. And I was very sad about that. But it is the way. And I found that image on the web. That's the Japanese front page of the book. That's all I found about her. Okay. In the old pond, a frog jumps in, splash. And the other is just few minutes before you die. So, sick and traveling, in my dreams again, I walk the world. Nicolas de Crécy is the best for me. It's a Leo Porello. Do you know what it is? It's a book that you open, like, okay, the French one will help me, an accordion. Accordion. You open the book like an accordion, and one page is the equivalent of 4 pages, normal pages together. It's very impressive. And it's not really a story, it's poetic, and at the same time haiku. He wrote his own haiku to illustrate the image. For me, it's like hypnotizing me when I look at it, because as we say, it's a book, accordion. You read in the yin side or the yang side. So you start from the left to the right, and then you open it the right to the left. So you could read it both sides. When you open it, that's the yin side, and you turn it, it's what you saw on the back page. Yokai are often monstrous spirits with dot in the daily folk and religious Japanese. So, as I say, it's not a manga, it's not a comic, it's an artistic mix. And that's the first page, 4 pages together. As you can see, it's 27 centimeters, about 76 wide. And all the haiku who are there, he made them. The next one, okay, the haiku is every summer anxiety for the mountain spirit missing sails. And the other one, happy parade along the railway, watch our slippery ground. And all the drawings are based on painting that exists in Japan. So you could find some, it's not like the real one, but he makes a mixture of many. So that was the last. So is it possible to have haiku in comic strips now? That's the end. Thank you very much.